Welcome to the YouTube channel PCMB Tutorials. Today we will learn Class 8 Physics chapter Wave Motion and Sound, one short revision. Cause in previous videos we have learned the theoretical part, the full explanation of this chapter. And this part, one short part, is for the revision. So we will solve some questions based on this chapter to refresh the concepts. So our question number 1 is time taken by a particle in a wave to travel from one extremity to another extremity is equal to its time period. State whether the statement is true or false. Justify your answer. Solution: false. Oscillation is to and fro motion. A complete oscillation is the motion of a particle from one extremity to the other and coming back to its original position. So going from one extremity to the other would be just half an oscillation but not a complete one. So the answer was false. Second question is, in a wave, a particle is vibrating such that it takes a time of x second to go from one extreme to another. The distance between a crest and the next through is y meter. Ym. Then find the frequency, wavelength and the velocity of the wave. So the answer is journey from one extreme, first extreme is A, to the another extreme C. C is half an oscillation. Time taken to go from one extreme A to the other extreme C is equal to total time taken to complete half an oscillation is equal to half the time period. So therefore x will be equal to t upon 2. This is the first equation. Now given is that this is reference line. Like this. This is point A, this is B, and this is this distance. This is point C and this is point D. Distance between successive crests A and B is this. Distance between A and the next through C is equal to y upon 2, lambda upon 2 is equal to y. This is given. So this is equal to 2y. After that, this will be the second equation. Then 1 upon n is equal to 2x. Therefore, n is equal to 1 upon 2x. This will be third equation. Then, therefore, we will get v is equal to 1 upon 2x into 2y. 2 and 2 will get cancelled. So, therefore, y upon x meter per second is the answer. So, now the third question is So, imagine an Olympic game of a different type organized for waves, in which one of the events is in steeplechase race. The last few hurdles are shown. The last hurdle of decathlon race. The last two contenders left in the race, transverse wave and longitudinal wave, are running neck to neck. Who will be the winner? We know that transverse waves can propagate in solids and on surface of liquids only, whereas a longitudinal wave can propagate in all types of media, solids, liquids and gases. In the above figure, both transverse and longitudinal waves pass through the first hurdle in the form of block of ice, but when it comes to the water, block, liquid, transverse wave starts to falter and the longitudinal wave moves ahead. When it comes to the last hurdle in the form of water vapor gas, the transverse waves cannot propagate through it, whereas the longitudinal waves can. To reach the finish line, so the winner of this steeplechase race is the longitudinal wave. Next question is, question number 4 is, a unidentified flying object UFO lands on a planet at a point of 5 kilometers from an active volcano. There is a volcanic explosion. The time interval between the flashlight of the volcanic explosion and the sound of eruption was registered as 100 seconds. Find the speed of sound on the planet. Answer is, as the velocity of light is very high, the light from the explosion reaches UFO instantly. Sound as it moves slowly reaches the UFO after a time interval of t seconds, which is given as 100 seconds. We know that distance is equal to speed into time. Distance travelled by sound is equal to speed of sound into time taken by sound to reach UFO. Velocity of the sound is equal to distance travelled by the sound time taken. This will be equal to 5000 upon 100. 0 will get cancelled. Remaining will be 50 meter per second. I hope you've understood till this. The fifth question is, empty vessels make much noise. Substantiate this phrase. Answer. The amount of noise depends on how freely the particles can vibrate. In an empty vessel, we have air. These air particles can vibrate freely, resulting in more noise. When the same vessel is filled with water, the space available for particles to vibrate decreases, and the particles cannot vibrate as freely as before, and hence noise is heard. I hope you have understood this whole part, revision part. For any queries and doubt, please join the Telegram link given in the description of this video. I hope you have understood till this. Thank you for watching. Let's meet in next part.